Yeah. How about now? Anything? Can you guys hear me now? I'm talking to our YouTube um, people. How about now? Anything? All right. Hey, we got our sound back. All right. I should definitely put IT in my resume from this point on.
Well, you got it?
Yeah.
Look at you. This guy is fantastic, really.
Uh, yeah, Adam, don't worry. It's the
Did he
lag
tell you
this
at the
point.
event what happened?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right.
And I saw it actually occur in front of me, and I was like, oh my god. I just stepped away. I said, I hope for the best. Really. Crossed my fingers kind of. And...
All right, Lee, we're good.
Okay,
you
good.
can hop on. All right, Lee,
Yeah,
I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to be working at grocery stores.
What's that?
We're going to be working at grocery stores pretty soon.
Actually, I don't think so. Grocery stores are going to be only having robots. Hey, Lou, how are you? Oh, not too much. How was your weekend? Yeah, so you guys are unbelievable. We did. Yeah, I'm sorry, how much snow did you guys get? Oh, wow. Just want to show you this.
Oh, no, that's nothing. That's
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure they don't see that.
That's a layer. No.
So, Lou, I think around here it ranged from central Jersey, let's say 4 inches, 5 inches, all the way to, like a foot, depending on where you were. So my wife works in the city, in New York City. She went this morning, but went like a little bit late. We opened at noon, just so that, folks had time to, shovel out their driveways and all that kind of good stuff. But... that's a bummer. How far do you live from the studio? Oh, just wonderful. Well, hopefully you had an elongated breakfast and maybe read every newspaper, or at least one newspaper cover to cover. I suspect. Now, when are you flying out? Great. Now, Lou, I wanted to make sure we started off the show with that today. Of course, we started off with technical difficulties. So, this is Leighton Sheldon, host of the Vintage Breaks PSA show. Of course, our good buddy Lou is our co-host, and I wanted you to start off the show today, Lou, by telling us what you're going to be doing in Florida in a couple days. Great. Sorry, it's tomorrow or Wednesday? Yep, so it's Wednesday, 6 to 8 p.m., guys. You can find them on facebook.com/PSA card. Now, if they want to bid in the Jimmy Fund auction on different stuff, including, of course, the Nolan Ryan rookie, which, it's awesome that we collaborated on that, where can they bid on these items for charity? Okay. That's great. So, Lou, once again, they can find the auctions or link to them on tomzappalamedia.com. Great. So, Sam, if you get a chance, you could type that into the chat for everyone. You can Google it if you're not sure how to spell it. tomzappalamedia.com. You'll find a link to the auctions. And correct me if I'm wrong, Lou, but all these auctions for charity for the Jimmy V Fund, they're actually being run on eBay, right? Oh, excuse me. Yes. Yes, I do apologize. So for the Jimmy Fund, pardon me, the auctions are being run actually on the eBay platform. Great, great. Well, listen, I think that, I'll certainly be bidding. I'm going to try to share the word in our email that we send out tomorrow about Vintage Breaks and Just Collect. I'm going to drop a little link in there about tomzappalamedia.com. Try to generate as many bids as we can for the Jimmy Fund. I think it's a great cause, and I think it's even better that you're taking your valuable time. You're flying down to Florida. You're dealing with the crew, and you're going to be helping them with the auction. I think that's awesome. So thanks, Lou. Wow. Well, I mean, listen, there's not often times where you hear about that. So if I'm not mistaken, Lou, you're getting down there. You got to get down there somehow, so you're probably paying your own way. Appreciate you doing that. That's wonderful. It seems like everyone's chipping in, is my point, and I think that's very noble of Tom, of Rico, of you, and the rest of the gang that's helping. Appreciate that, Lou. I hope everyone checks it out. TomZappalaMedia.com, eBay charity auctions for the Jimmy Fund. Have any questions, hit us up here or after the show. So as everyone is watching today, probably thrown for a loop, you're not used to us broadcasting on a Wednesday. Excuse me. We broadcast usually on a Wednesday. Yeah, exactly. But today is actually Monday. So the reason why is, of course, Lou will be heading down to Florida for the very noble auction that he's working on with Tom and Rico and the gang. And so this is what worked for the schedule. So we're doing it today. We'll be broadcasting until 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be on for just a few minutes afterwards to tell everyone a little bit more about the show, our experience and such. But I wanted to make sure that we started off the show like we've been doing the last few. Sam, you already know the list, right? So to everyone watching today, if you'd like to participate in the freebies, once again, freebies. You don't have to buy anything, you get to hang out, get to make comments. The only way to qualify, though, is to watch our Vintage Breaks show on the PSA Network. What does that mean? Find us on Facebook.com/PSA card, and while we're live, we'll be at the top of the PSA page. Just click on it, you'll be able to watch. And so this is how you enter our promo. All you need to do is leave at least one comment about our show today, or for that matter, the Philly show this weekend, anything related to collecting and such. And this week, Lou, we've stepped up our game. We're going to give away 10 prizes. The only way to earn a prize or to have a chance at a prize is to make a comment during the show. We take all of your names at the end of the show. We then randomize it for you to all see. Today, so it'll probably be about 5:25, 5:27. We'll have the list sent over to us. We'll take the list, we'll randomize it, and the top 10 names will get the following prizes. And I thought the first one, to me, is the coolest of how gracious he was. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. So we had the good fortune of not only meeting Dale Murphy this weekend, but we opened some packs with him from his rookie year in 1977 Topps Baseball. And, I mean, I got to tell you, tremendous, tremendous human being. It's the only way to start. He was fantastic. He was just so great. I'm going to talk about a few of the things that happened with him, which is just so great with my staff, our staff, the people in general at the show. I'll tell you about a few funny things. So anyway, we were fortunate enough to get a few rookie cards signed. Well, this is one that I saw signed in front of me. We're going to give this away. That's one of the prizes today. Another good guy, of course, from the game of baseball. We're going to give away a Cal Ripken Jr., Donruss rookie graded PSA 9. Oh, unbelievable. Speaking of looks, we'll talk about Del Murphy in a minute, but my wife made a comment and said, no, hey, it's all good. Hey, Del Murphy looks, pretty good for his age. She said, how old? She said it at least 3 times. I said, if you want to have his number, I could probably work something out. Meanwhile, he's Mormon now, so it's, who knows what that means, because I'm not. But let's get back to the prizes. We had a lot of fun this weekend. Yes, he is. He's a practicing Mormon, I believe. To be fair, I didn't bring it up or discuss it very much, as I know nothing about it. But it was a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us, Michael. Appreciate it. What's up, Brian, Stan, Joe A, Logan, Monty, Pat, and Ben, and Snack. I love it, Snacks. That's great. Snacks Anderson. There's third prize in the promo this week is a $50 break credit to VintageBreaks.com. Fourth prize through the 7th prize will be one spot in our 1959 Topps Baseball set break, which you can find at VintageBreaks.com. And lastly, we're going to give away 8th through 10th place will be one spot in our 1973 Topps Baseball set break, and that does feature a Mike Schmidt rookie card in PSA 8. It is dead nuts centered. Check it out at VintageBreaks.com. So you see we have some unopened material in front of us. We're going to cover that now so I can clear the desk, and then we'll talk about Mr. Murphy. It was a lot of fun. So most of what you see in front of you was bought at the show, but let's start off with what wasn't. So this we purchased very recently. We did not buy this from the show. You can see this is an old holder of global authentication, which no longer exists, so that's really irrelevant. But check this out, Lou. Features Hank Aaron on top. It's an original rack pack from 1969, and it's sold for 29 cents. Now, I'm not going to share the multiple I paid for it, but it is huge, over 29 cents. That's for sure. It's also cool. Yeah, oh my goodness, you're right. It also features a cool leaders card of Juan Marichal, Bob Gibson, and Fergie Jenkins. And this is one of the coolest rack packs that I've, probably ever had. So so it's interesting you bring it up, Lou, and this is my feeling. And for those of you who are watching on YouTube, Lou asked, how does something like that survive, especially with Aaron on top? And so, Lou, what I actually think happened with that pack, believe it or not, is because Aaron was on top and he was already a star by 69, of course, I think someone specifically saved it as unopened. And then, listen, who knows where it went from there. But, for example, when I was a kid or a young kid, I saved my packs that had Don Mattingly on the top. So, why? Because I loved him. So, maybe someone loved Hank Aaron. Maybe they knew he was valuable. Maybe they just knew he was a great hitter. Who knows? But I believe that it was actually saved on purpose. That's my guess. So, Gabe, hit us up at vintagebreaks.com, Chris at Vintage Breaks, or Victoria at Vintage Breaks, and you can ask any questions you have about our break calendar. We are a little bit behind as we were breaking all weekend from live from the Philly show. And so that is why the break calendar may not be current, but I appreciate everyone's patience. Hey, what's up, Chef? Thanks for joining us. So one of the other items that I did not buy at the show, and then we'll get to the stuff from the show, I wasn't sure if I showed this off recently or not, but this is a gorgeous 1975 Topps rack pack that, of course, features Johnny Bench on top. And even though he's not a Hall of Famer, many people think Dick Allen should have been considered. He was a very good ball player as well. Yep. And then this is a great subset that I thought Topps did in the 1975 set, was doing MVPs from the past from both leagues, featuring them on cards. And this one features Campy and Al Rosen from 53. Put that down over there. All right, so as we mentioned, we opened some packs with Dale Murphy, but I wanted to cover some of the unopened, since it's a show about unopened, and we don't get to do a convention every weekend. I wanted to show off some other stuff that we bought at the convention. So it's actually a combination. So I buy a lot of stuff walking around. Lou's asking how we actually get the stuff. And so a combination, Lou, of I walk around pretty much the entire time, and if it was not for our amazing staff, I would not be able to have a booth because I'm there all of 7 minutes, and my stuff would be stolen. So I wouldn't be able to do any more conventions. Basically, Johnny Five and Victoria run the booth. Mikey was breaking most of the time. I got to walk around a lot, which is what I enjoy doing, and talking with people, and buying things and developing relationships and such. But what's great, and we're going to cover it in a minute, some of the amazing stuff we bought at the show came right up to the booth, and if it wasn't for Johnny Five, like having the nose for it, we wouldn't have got it. Kudos to him. It was great. So this is something that we bought at the show. Not the rarest of items, but it's like a gem mint pack. I don't often talk about the condition of packs, but it is not that easy to find 1977 Topps football rack pack. And in this, it's just really nice condition. So I picked that up. Yes. Yeah, it's really cool. So art shells on the bottom. What I generally look for when I buy packs, vintage packs, not so much boxes, but packs, is the condition of the pack and then the condition of the cards. So, in other words, even if there's a small tear or a slight, ruffling of the plastic on the side, if it doesn't impact of the cards, it really doesn't matter that much to me. But I know for a fact that I don't find that many 70s rack packs that actually look like that in terms of condition. Yeah, absolutely. Now, I know that this is not unopened related, and I have some other stuff, but I got to tell you, this was the coolest item I bought at the show, and definitely not the most expensive. But, I've never seen anything like... I know that they're around, but they're definitely not around in this nice a shape. So check this out. Try to do my best to show it on camera with at least the headline. This is a newspaper from 1919, the Denver Times. It's from the 6th game of the 1919 World Series, which is the Black Sox. So basically Chicago against Cincinnati. Has the box score right on the first page which does give you an awesome indication of where we were in our country at the time. Meaning, so this is the Denver Times. It's dated October 7th, right? 1919. And on the very first homepage, which, by the way, Chicago and Cincinnati clearly did not play baseball in Denver, but yet they're on the homepage. They're on the first page of the newspaper. And so that is really what struck me. I thought that this was just a really cool, little cartoon there. And then the condition itself, like, I mean, I know you can't tell the dimension of it, but it is a fairly large newspaper. And for it to be in this shape, I thought was awesome. I don't know. We could talk about it. Severely beaten hotel, claims robbery was the motive. Well, we could Google it. Yes. It's really what struck me, Lou, is that how important or the impact that baseball has had in our society. And it's kind of funny because I have this, I'm looking at myself in the camera, I have this smirk. I wasn't a great student in high school. Did the best I could. And I remember, I think it was junior or senior year, you had to do a term paper. And I swear to God, Lou, I remember being extremely nervous. And they're like, you cannot graduate unless you do a term paper for English class. And oh my goodness, I didn't know what to do with myself. So I love sports, was playing it, was collecting cards, not so much for the money quite yet, although towards the end of high school I was a little bit. And so I remember writing my quote unquote high school term paper, The Impact of Sports on America. And, I would probably use something like that newspaper to say, wait a minute, it's 1919. There's a lot going on, right, in the world. And somehow, and I understand it's the World Series, but the World Series wouldn't make the front page on a lot of newspapers like that. I don't think. No, most certainly. So, I wanted to ask our friends this week who are watching both on YouTube, of course, and on the PSA network at psacard.com, facebook.com/psacard. I wanted to know, what's the coolest newspaper that you had or that you've been thinking about buying? For me growing up, my dad had this old box of newspapers. He had the Daily News of when JFK was assassinated. He had when the Jets won the Super Bowl, and I always coveted them, and I now own them. And the condition of them really pales in comparison, to the newspaper I just bought. Very much so. And so I kudos to whoever who kept that in that condition. Oh, so did you go out and buy all the newspapers? Hey, what's up, Mark? Thanks for joining us. So I did as well, and that's actually what my dad's miniature newspaper collection is what instigated me buying newspapers. But of course, with like the baseball card era, if you will, having an impact on me, meaning like speculating on rookies. So like when the Yankees won the series, or if there was a great game, or like when the Super Bowl happened, I'd go out and buy 20 newspapers. And of course now I have no idea where they are. I mean, they're probably in my parents' attic, and they brown to like they're brittle. They're probably they're probably actually a fire hazard. So mom and dad, if you're watching, you can throw them out. You have permission. Oh, 100%. I gotta tell you, that was unbelievable. Really, and I know it's unfortunate, of course, the way everyone perceives now what McGuire and Sosa were doing. But I agree with you, Lou. The impact that McGuire and Sosa had on our country, we were captivated. Like, my mom cared. I totally agree with you. I'm looking at people's newspaper comments, and I think this is awesome. So Andy mentioned he had a newspaper of Nolan Ryan's Seventh No-No. Kev, that's a great newspaper. He saved the paper for the moon landing, and a friend of his was saving the Chicago from the White Sox series run in 2005. So we'll wait for more of those newspaper comments to come in. I think that they make a great collectible, mainly because people are they're buying them to read. So they were actually intended for use, and then discarded in mass. And to me, like, that's the coolest kind of collectible. Knowing that it wasn't intended for that, but yet it's coveted today because it really is a piece of history. Sure. Probably not. They're not the easiest to keep in good condition. That's for sure. It's funny. People are mentioning now Jordan, Scott, Denny. So I did. I kept a bunch of Jordan and Bulls titles. I was taping actually Jordan games back when I was 11, 12 years old. So I have my VHS tapes, which maybe one day I'll be able to watch. Someone else, Bob Schroeder, mentioned he has a newspaper from when Hank Aaron broke Babe Ruth's home run record. Pretty cool to read what happened that day. I agree with you. I think it's very cool to get some perspective from what was going on in the world and our time from these old newspapers, what was also in them at the time. That was a big deal, yeah. Yeah. And, I'm not a NASCAR fan, but I remember, to me, Dale Earnhardt is what Babe Ruth was to baseball. Meaning, like, if you don't know anything about racing, you still know who Dale Earnhardt is. And so, to be fair, guys and gals, for those out there that would like to hear Lou and I chat and our banter, you can do so if you watch us on the PSA Facebook page at facebook.com/PSA card. We love having you on our YouTube channel, but if you'd like to participate in the freebies and hear the chat from Lou and I back and forth, you can only do that on the PSA Facebook page. This is awesome. Not the most expensive item we bought this weekend, but I got to tell you, man, just the coolest. This is the first year of 85 Wrestling WWF Topps cards. Yep. You can get a Hogan rookie. Hey, Sam or Johnny 5, can you look up on eBay, like, what's an 85 Hulk Hogan PSA 10 sell for? I bet you it's hundreds. Look at that graphic. He almost looks like a Nintendo character, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, to be fair, right, he had been wrestling for years before that. This is just the first year that Topps put out wrestling cards. So it's a little bit, I want to be clear here. It's his rookie, but it's his rookie because that's the Topps first set. Yep, Stevie, we finally got some wrestling wax. We're excited about that. This is very cool. We actually gave away a pack at the show. That's how excited I was. I know folks have been waiting for that. Folks I see these wrestling comments and comments coming in like left and right. I think I used to say WrestleMania newspapers too. I was really into wrestling. So there's some wrestling sets, Lou, from like the 82 time period. I forgot who put it out. Maybe you order them through a magazine, and they have, I think that's like considered the real Hogan rookie or the more valuable Hogan rookie. I'm not so, on top of like all the information, but I know that there's some really cool wrestling cards out there. Yeah, so we're going to cut through some other stuff here. We got an amazing pair of 2011, 09 and 11, but they're both related to Mike Trout boxes at the show. Was this? No, not the same guy, different people. So we bought one box of 09 draft at the show, and so this potentially could contain a Mike Trout rookie that's worth over $100,000, believe it or not, Lou. Yep. Yeah, so imagine, like I said to you, said, hey, Lou, I got a Mike Trout rookie. You could have like a huge dent in your mortgage or just have a baseball card of Mike Trout. I mean, I love Mike Trout, I do. I don't know. Yeah, I'd be selling that in New York minutes. But I would take a few $1,000s of my money and I would buy a box and open it and have fun trying to go for one after I sold the card. Anyone find the PSA 10 Hogan price? On the regular Topps there should be. Yeah. Try VCP if you can't. Okay, or just try eBay, see if one's listed. So this is the 2011 Topps Update box, also featuring a Mike Trout rookie. This has become a very popular card. Lou, I can't say that I understand the rookie card craze of today, meaning, like which one is, why would you want an 09 Trout or why would you not want that versus the 11 Update? I really don't know the difference, but I know that they're both great cards. And so we found a box of that at the show. And so what's great is it's factory sealed by Topps, and it is the first time that Vintage Breaks has ever had 2011 Topps Update. Oh, I see some prices coming in here. PSA 10 Hogan sticker. So we got to check this out. Some people are saying $300 to $500. I mean, it's kind of crazy because the card ungraded is like $10. Oh, so this is interesting, historical, but criminal related here, Lou. Someone just mentioned Mike L. says he has a '30s newspaper of an FBI shooting, or the FBI shooting the death of Jay Dillinger. That's really interesting. Hey, listen, this one I just showed was from 1919, and I got to be honest with you, if you didn't see the date, you might have just thought it was from last year. Like, it doesn't look that bad. Okay, this is a really cool box. This is 2000. Oh, it's funny because a buddy of mine said he knows some wrestlers. And I'm like, unless it's like, Hogan or something, I don't know who's going to know the wrestlers. But apparently, wrestlers, like, they have incredible social media following. Yeah, I agree. Love it. We'll see what we can do. I'll have my people talk to their people. We have a 2009 Bowman 48 box. This is the first time we ever had this. Possible Steph Curry and James Harden rookies. We bought this at the show this weekend. And I think what makes this product so cool, so if you notice, you're like, Bowman 48, what does that mean? So Bowman 1948 was the first year they produced basketball cards by Bowman. And it has the George Mikan rookie. And so this whole set, just like Topps does with archives for baseball, Topps made a set of basketball cards in 2009 based on the 1948 Bowman basketball set. But it's so cool because it just happens to be the rookie year of Steph Curry and James Harden, two of probably the 5 best players in the NBA in the last 5-10 years. And, we never had that box before, so that's a good box. Yeah, I know it's a great idea as well. And then, Jake the Snake is great. Oh my goodness. So Brandon just said this, and I don't think he's wrong. I just didn't realize it was this much. So remember I just mentioned like that 82 and 83 wrestling set? I don't have any cards near me, but that's the supposed, like the real, like the true Hogan rookie. He was saying that a PSA Hogan 9 might sell for like, a few $1,000, like $2,900. That's crazy. And then this, give J5 all the credit. So I'm walking the floor on Sunday. Normally I'm not there on Sunday. And we're going to cover Dale Murphy in just a minute. J5 gets the word out, sends the bat signal, says, I think some guy has some good wax. And he did. He actually had a full case. So 8 boxes of this, what I'm showing you in front of you, right now. This is 2011 Bowman, but it's jumbo boxes. And there's multiple autographs per box. Possible Bryce Harper rookie. I think Javi Baez. I'm not sure if you can get a Mike Trout in here or not. But I know these are great boxes and certainly heating up with Bryce being in Philly now. And so we got a whole case of that. It's a great box. So no 62 Jellos at the show, and only because these were cool. Just a handful of PSA graded packs. I bought more of these 79s, and I always loved the 77 Opeachy. Just thought that was a great graphic. Really cool. Yeah. No, Kenny Drive was a great goal. I never saw him, but I've actually read a bunch. I've read a bunch about him, and I think that from like what my dad taught me about hockey when I was younger, and I didn't play hockey. I didn't really, that's not how I grew up, but I still liked the sport. I played street hockey, and it was horrendous. Basically just told me, he said, if you make the playoffs in hockey and you have a good goalie like a Dryden and they get hot, you can't beat them. Isn't that unbelievable? All right, cool. So we got a few more collections to show off. We're going to take a minute to, once again, I want to send a shout out to Mr. Dale Murphy and his team. He was wonderful this weekend. So I want to talk a little bit about what happened, and then we're going to open a pack or two, and we're going to show you a vintage collection that we just bought, actually when I was out of the office on Friday. And we had known they were coming in, but we'll leave this here for a little inspiration. It's kind of cool. Some non-sports Sitting Bull, right? It's kind of cool. We opened up 2 1977 Topps baseball packs with Dale Murphy on Sunday morning, live from the Philly show. He was wonderful. We had met him just for a few minutes on Saturday night to sign a few cards, to say hi, and this is what I thought was fascinating. So I went with Mikey to meet him. Mikey was a big fan of Dale Murphy's growing up. Mikey's son Josh was there. And, I mean, I paid attention to the details and the interaction. And I mean, Mr. Dale Murphy was like specifically trying to make sure that not just me, not just Mikey, but that Josh was comfortable. You know, he asked him his name, said hi to him, shook his hand, looked him in the eye. I mean, he was just so impressed. And so, admittedly, I was not only so impressed, but I was a little bit awestruck. But, I kept my composure. So I'm about to kind of like wrap up, take the cards, he signed them. I don't want to be in their hair and such, and, be a groupie. So we're wrapping up, and Mikey says, hey, Late, you got the T-shirts for him. Oh, sure, yeah, I forgot I had the T-shirts. So we had made up a limited edition. We had 3 T-shirts. We gave one to Mikey and the other 2 to Dale Murphy and his people. So it was Vintage Breaks logo on the front with Murphy on the back and his number, but we did it in the color of the Atlanta Braves. So get this. So he takes it, and once again, best case I'm thinking, Lou, is that Dale Murphy's gonna best case give the shirt to his cousin, right? Maybe gives it to like the local kid that really always loved. I have no idea. But I'm not thinking he's gonna wear it. Yeah, exactly. Whatever. It's all good. I'm not gonna be offended. Hey Charles, thanks for joining us, bud. What's up, Rick? So he says to me, hey, and I'm laughing because I was so taken back. Would you like me to wear this tomorrow? During like the pack break. Obviously, yeah. I mean, if you're willing, yes, that would be wonderful, of course. So fast forward, he wore it graciously during our pack opening, and really we had a great time. Fun fast fact: if you didn't get a chance to watch it, check it out. So we pulled like a no and 9 record breaker in one pack, Lou. We got a Mike Schmidt and another, which I made a mistake. I thought Schmidt was his teammate, but Schmidt was gone by the time Dale Murphy got to Philly. So, excuse me, one of the it might have been the last card of the first pack was, I forgot which former Chicago Cub player, but he said that pitcher was the pitching coach when he arrived in Philly. And I said, that's interesting. Like, why is that relevant? I don't know. So he said that pitching coach wore the number 3. And that when Dale Murphy got to Philly, that pitching coach, I forgot his name, we can go back to the video, the 10th card in the pack, gave him the number, said, hey man, you should have this, you should wear it. And Murphy always thought that was really cool. So we kind of gave him a shout out, basically. And it was really interesting. Yeah, it was really cool. It was great content. And speaking of content, folks, if you want to have a chance at one of our 10 prizes, you need to leave it. It might have been. I feel like that's the name, Brian. You might have been watching on yesterday. I feel like it might have been him. We can Google it. Just Google the pitching coach for Philadelphia, and then I can look at the video from yesterday. But I want to make sure everyone has a chance. I see we have a lot of folks watching. If you want to have a chance to win one of our 10 prizes, no purchase necessary. All we need you to do is leave a comment, but we need you to leave it on the PSA Facebook page at facebook.com/PSA card. So to get back to Dale Murphy, right, we open the packs, we have a great time, and fast forward, then, he had to do some signing for Fanatics, which is, the big outfit that's like similar to a Steiner, and then he had his time in the public. So kind of twofold. So first, someone had kind of, I don't know if they texted me or they tapped me on the shoulder. They said, dude, I didn't know they were talking to me. Your guy Dale Murphy's wearing the shirt. I said, what? He didn't take it off. He wore it all morning. He wore it during his public signing, and we couldn't have got better press. But then get this, and this is just goes to show you, right? Sometimes when you do something that's like an afterthought, but it's a nice thing, like picking up someone dropped a quarter, or you give them an extra bagel you have. I have no idea. Right, but sometimes those things can come back to you. So we had 10 rookie cards that we had Dale Murphy sign on Saturday evening, and I had a handful extra of Dale Murphy rookies. I had a bunch of Dale Murphy cards. To me, the rookie was the only one to really get signed. But basically, what I figured was, hey, I put together, I'm going to make it up. I had 15 or 20 cards with a handful of rookies, and I gave the stack to Dale Murphy when I met him on Saturday night. And I simply said, hey, give this out to the kids tomorrow, or, in the future, maybe sign a couple, have some fun with it. Really, like, I have a lot of cards, was what I was trying to say to him. And, like, I don't need them. And, you know, I was very appreciative of what he was, you know, what he was doing for us, and I thought he was great. So fast forward to the next day, right? And not only does he wear our shirt during the signing, you know, during the pack opening and during his public signing, which like is just beyond comprehension. So once again, Dale, thank you so much. But apparently, and this is just to show you kind of the gentleman he is, apparently he's actually not only giving out the cards to kids that I gave him, he was signing them for free. And apparently he was, I mean, I just got goosebumps. This is crazy. Apparently he was telling people, and by the way, this is sponsored by our good friends from Vintage Breaks. So, I mean, like, I can't make this up. So a few of the folks, like their parents, came over to the booth to thank us. It was really unbelievable experience this weekend. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts, Mr. Dale Murphy. It was awesome. Couldn't have gone better. We hit it out of the park together, no pun intended. It was amazing. Yes, 100%. Listen, that was a great parlay. I never hit my parlays, so so to actually have a real life parlay happen, that was really cool. So we're going to open up a pack for yes, Michael. It's for Facebook. I believe that you're on the right feed for the PSA Facebook feed in order to qualify for a giveaway. Yeah, I thought so, Ted. I really, he was amazing. You know, someone had an interesting line, and then we'll move on from Murphy. You know, I was very, very young in the early to mid '80s. Admittedly, I know who he was, and I knew who he you know is certainly today, and I knew he was a great player. But someone said to me, you know, in the early-ish to almost mid '80s, he was like a rock star in baseball. You know, he was extremely well known, and obviously, Lou, I have no perspective. I wasn't alive, and even if you read about it, it'd still be hard to say. Is that your recollection, Lou? Like, do you, you know, what do you think? Okay. Okay. No. Sure. Sure. Yeah, no, listen, Dale Murphy doesn't. Yeah, I would say he doesn't have the kind of personality of Bryce Harper. I think he likes it like that. I tell you, he seems very devoted to his family. What I found a really interesting stat is he has 8 children with his wife, but he was only one of 2. So you know, he went full multiple. He's got a 4x multiple on how many he was from. So that was, yeah, it was a lot of action. And you know, it was great content too. We even talked a little bit. I said, did you remember like when Topps would come to take photographs for the cards? And he said he kind of remembered some of the guys would goof on them. You know, I asked him if he cared, you know, that he was on his rookie card with 3 other players. And I mean, to me, this is obviously the perfect answer. He said, you know, really, like, I just was thrilled to make the major. So, yeah, he didn't care. So let me show off this. I realized I can't believe I feel like we're just literally chatting, and the time's getting away from us here. So we'll show off this collection very briefly, and then we'll open a couple packs today. Don't forget to leave your comments on the PSA Facebook page, found at facebook.com/PSA card, so you can at least qualify and get an entry into our free giveaway today. So this is the part of the show, Lou, where I try to give inspiration and show people that this stuff is still out there. I mean, this is a collection of cards. I mean, you're looking at, I don't know, dozens of cards from 1908 to 1911 that we bought on Friday in our office. Now, they didn't just show up from the sky, right? We had talked to the gentleman before. We had given him some estimates. He made an appointment, you know, so we had known about it. But this is all fresh to the collecting community. It's never been graded by PSA. And these are called E91s, Lou. They were designated long ago from some of our collecting grandfathers, if you will. So this is an early Honus Wagner. As you notice, they're kind of like cartoonish cards in the sense that this is actually not a photo of Honus Wagner. It's just a drawing. But they're still very desirable. Oh, sure. Yeah. This was made by the American Caramel Company, which I believe was either Philly or New Jersey. And so if you see at the top, this card is one of a set of 33 baseball players. Notice how baseball is spelled with 2 words, consisting of Pittsburgh, Washington, and Boston baseball teams, one of which is wrapped with every baseball caramel. Really cool, right? So who knows? I have to find out more information as to how the family still had these. We will put a story and a video about this collection on our website at justcollect.com/blog. Oh, Johnny Five does everything. He not only handles IT, he closes lead. He hears me out of his third ear, which I had no idea where he had a third ear. And he literally just says, "Oh, by the way, this collection belonged to the guy's grandfather," and just went right back to his work. So another Tris Speaker, well, not another, a Tris Speaker card. These are some of the better cards we'll show off, and then we'll. They are Walter Johnson, all-time great. Eddie Plank. Yeah, Chef, on some of them, they're definitely going to be called ST, stained by PSA. But they're not all stained, thankfully. John McGraw, former great player as well as manager. And what's cool about this set, Lou, and everyone else, is that it features a lot of the greats, but yet you're not going to pay the same kind of money as if it was a same player in the T206 set, which is more popular. Harry Hooper. Yeah, a little bit. I feel like this one was literally in the guy's wallet. It could have been his favorite player growing up or something. Who knows? James Delahanty. Fred Clark, Hall of Famer. He almost looks like a kid, right? This guy looks like 16. Yeah, that's true. Who knows? Frank Home Run Baker. Yeah, John, after this, we're going to open a couple packs today, and then we'll do our giveaway. Rube Marquard, and lastly, Victor Willis. So once again, folks, it is possible to get fresh collections. I did want to show off, there's a bunch of boxing with it as well. I really appreciate older boxing. I think it's undervalued. Jim Jeffries is an all-time great. Jack Johnson is well known by many. Battling, I love these names. Oh, John L. Sullivan. He was late 1800s bare knuckles fighter. That's not someone you want to see in a dark alley. And then I thought this was really cool. So they have Cowboys, they have Indians. But check this out. I got to tell you, this one's probably going to end up in my collection. I just think it's really cool. Sitting Bull. Now I haven't even looked at these yet. Barefoot. These are cool, man. Now I don't know what this means. We're not going to get into the discussion of his name, but Sweetmouth. Yes, Lou, I got to tell you, I would love to do a little project and try to understand, how did Sitting Bull and his crew end up on cards? Were they getting paid, or were we stealing from them then and putting their images? I'm sorry, but, I'm just calling it the way I see it. I don't know. This is yellow shirt, but some of it looks blue, so maybe it was confused. Lou, I feel like this should be, I really do. I feel like this should be a pet project of ours. White Calf. I'm just digging these names. This is that's beautiful art. You realize someone drew that. So Setting Sun. Yep. Let's see if there's anyone else interesting, and then we'll, Oh, okay, this is cool. So they have some of the famous figures of the time. Buffalo Bill Cody. That's pretty neat. Kit Cards. Ooh, Teddy Roosevelt. Yeah, I would wish we could have, obviously this footage does not exist, but man, what would I pay to see kids trading cards in 1912? I'll trade you Ty Cobb for Teddy Roosevelt. Get out of here. No way. What if I threw in Sitting Bull and his friends? Lou, we're a little short on sleep here. We worked all weekend. We couldn't have done it without the staff. Shout out to Mikey, Johnny Five, and Victoria. They allowed me to have fun at the show. Do my job, but also really they did an incredible job running the booth, so thank you. She did recover, but since we mentioned her, a little shout out to her. So not only she did a great job this weekend, but I hope she's all right. I'm sure she will be, but precautionary. So she was actually in a minor car accident by our office today. We had a delayed opening, and she was railed from behind by a truck. And so we're thankful that, she didn't have to be carried away by ambulance, but at first she felt fine, and then afterwards was, feeling not that great, like with her neck and stuff. So her mom came to pick her up. They're going to go to the doctor, get it all checked out. But certainly wish her the best and speedy recovery. I think so. Well, she is going to be in charge of our apparel, so I think so. Okay, so that's our collection that we bought recently. Full story and, hey, what's up, Alex? Full story and blog will be on justcollect.com/blog. Get this out of here. We're going to open up a few personal packs right now. We have 79 basketball and a 93 Bowman. And yeah, no, this is great. Thanks, guys. I appreciate the good sentiments for Victoria. We'll pass it on to her. Okay, so let's do a local recording. We're going to try to bust a few packs. After all, this is the Vintage Breaks pack opening show. Type it in there. You got it. So we'll do 79 basketball to start. Pack number 63. And where would you like me to put the name, John 5? Right there? Yeah, I see. Okay. Brian B., regular of our show. Thanks for your support. All right. And let's get started. Absolutely. Yep, we'll be back next week for a regular show, Wednesday at 4:30. And, of course, please support the Jimmy Fund auction this week. That's why Lou's going down to Florida. You can find out more details at tomzappalamedia.com. No, Kev, she doesn't do personal injury. Oh, Pete Maravich right on the back of this pack. That's cool. This is actually a tough 9. I got a 9 not that long ago, and I was shocked when I looked it up. It was like $150, $200. Apparently, it's not the easiest of 9s. Okay, Brian, so this is your pack. Good luck. Got Pistol Pete right here. No, not really. Unless it was, the only way it would, Lou, it's a great question. The only way it would is if it was actually bent and showed a crease. So that's the first card. Tell you, the Lakers are in trouble this year when the news about the team is it's putting off talks negotiating with Carmelo Anthony. If you're waiting on Carmelo Anthony, you got problems. Oh, thanks for dropping in the link, Lou. That's great. For those of you who've been looking for that link to the charity auction for the Jimmy Fund, it is now in the PSA chat room on Facebook. I encourage you to bid. Yep, no, it was our pleasure. It was a lot of fun to collaborate on that. I like how he turned it around so quickly, in the name of charity, like it got moved up the line. That was great. Darnell Hillman. I don't remember this name. This is a very long one. Jan Van Breda Kolf. Yeah, I can't say. That's an awesome uniform, though. Yeah. So, admittedly, I've not been pleased in that I've not been wanting to read about the Celtics and the implosion, but it's like every 3 stories like into my Facebook feed or on ESPN is another Celtics thing, and it's like, oh my goodness, please stop. I feel terrible. Eddie Jordan is next. Yeah, we'll be able to probably get another pack in today. This is sure. Very good question. So it's rumored that Topps will be putting out the first Bryce Harper card in their second series, and I think there's a little bit of enthusiasm for that. I think they'll probably do like an insert or a short printed version of it, Lou, which will definitely spike some interest. But I'll tell you, you could see it firsthand at the show. There's a renewed interest in his rookie because people, twofold, right? People think that he's going to do better in Philly, which I'm not saying he is or he isn't. I'm just telling you what the perception was. And then also realize I was in Philly country, so now all of a sudden you've just acquired a superstar. So, albeit, yes, there's some Washington fans that maybe want to sell their Bryce Harper rookies, where they're not selling them short or giving them away. So now you think about it, you have this new fan base, a huge fan base in Philly, that now wants to own a Bryce Harper rookie. So I think what's happening is you're seeing some increased interest. Doesn't necessarily mean increased dollars yet, but definitely increased interest. Yes, yeah. But you saw it full in effect at the show. It was really cool. It was a great buzz this weekend. Great. Absolutely. All right, so that is pack number 63 in the books. Don't forget, you just got a few more minutes. Lou, what do we say? We cut off the comments today, Sam, at 5:25?
Got you.
So that way we have a minute or two to finalize the list and then do the giveaway? Great. Let me just stop local recording and... Okay. So, speaking of bumps in price, Lou, now I know this is only 93 Bowman. I have absolutely, and I want to make sure everyone hears this loud and clear, and I don't have a lot of them, you know, maybe 10 or 15. But I've definitely seen an uptick, even though Jeter's Hall of Fame induction's not till next year. I've definitely seen an uptick already in the SP. So, like, I was buying SPs a few weeks ago on eBay, 150, 175. A bunch of them been closing at 200. You know, PSA 7, excuse me. So, you know, depending on the player and the situation, Lou, there's absolutely movement right away. Some of the movement in the price is a little bit more gradual. But it's kind of fun because it's like basically a sports stock market when you think about it. Yes, yes. Yes, very much so. I'm trying to be smart, but, you know, I'm not always that smart, so. Okay. Let's see here. Let's put in... this is for Travis G. Good luck, Travis. So we're opening up a 1993 Bowman pack right now, looking for a Derek Jeter rookie. PSA 10s of 1993 Bowman Jeter rookies sell for about 200, maybe 250. You know what's crazy to me about this product? It's not the Jeter rookie, Lou. So this is the second year of Mariano Rivera, right? And, you know, listen, don't be wrong. Mariano Rivera is a great pitcher. I'm not suggesting that his rookie card shouldn't be worth the hundreds that it is in PSA 10. But, you know, there's a lot of great pitchers, right? And so I was looking on eBay at this product when I was doing the write-up about the potential PSA 10s that could be in the set. His second-year card of Bowman, Mariano Rivera, sells for about $100 in PSA 10. Now, you may not be able to tell, I'm shocked. The card books for not a lot of money, but apparently it's not that easy to find in high grade. And when you consider that the set is 700-something cards, 14 cards a pack, I didn't make a ton of it, and there's only 24 packs in a box, it's not an actual easy card to get. I was shocked. Shocked. You know, it's not my favorite set. What I actually like of 93 Bowman is you get one foil card per pack. But they didn't make the Jeter a foil. Had they done that, Lou, I really believe the Jeter would be worth a lot more money in this set. Harold Baines, Hall of Famer. I'm just stating, you know, what you know. Yes, exactly. Gerald Williams. Well, I'm looking. It does appear as though a bunch of people are watching the show today. We really appreciate you joining in. We will be back next week on a regular time slot on Wednesdays at 4:30. Now, Lou, are you doing any show today with Tom and Rico, or no? You're just going to do that on Wednesday when you go down there. Awesome. Well, thanks again for making this happen today. I appreciate you. It's our pleasure. I remember Bobby Munoz. He was kind of a giant for the Yankees. Never turned out, but I thought it was going to be great. So it was interesting, Ted. I see that you made mention that Commons and Card Savers. You know, you put LOL as laugh out loud, and so I certainly can understand your point. But I think that's what makes collecting great, is that other people might view the 1993 Bowman set as their pinnacle, and they want to have a Gem in 10 set. And so, you know, I never judge people by what they collect is my point. And I try to keep everyone's cards nice. Exactly, like their whole set. No, listen, absolutely. You pay good money for them. We want to make sure we protect them. Common players or not. PSA, some graded commons in PSA go for a lot of money, even from the 80s and 90s. Not necessarily this set per se, but some of the stuff that's out there is wild. By the way, John, we never talked about that Desert Shield set.
Yeah.
But does it look good?
Oh yeah, he said it shows a heat.
But I mean, the cards are real. Oh, I'm very excited, Lou. We'll talk about it next week. So apparently we had someone mail in a 1991 Desert Shield set to us for an appraisal and potentially a purchase. And we have not had a Desert Shield set from 1991 in years. Complete set. Yep. This is the one, if you remember, I mentioned, I think he was a former serviceman, as well as I think he's like a state police. I believe so. Okay, Sam, you cut off the entries. Awesome. And you emailed over the list? Great. Thanks, bud. So a little shout out to Sam. He's not been with us for very long, but 6 weeks. And is doing a great job filling in today, really, and wearing multiple hats as Victoria is getting some rest. We're just getting back from the convention, and we are just very, very busy here today. Oh my goodness! I don't know how John pulled off the sound thing, and yeah, we're not. I'll be saying hi for a few minutes after this, but yeah, I want you to go home soon, and you know we're not staying late tonight. We can't. Yeah, great. So we're getting the list ready now for everyone. Really appreciate everyone joining us. This is one of the 10 prizes we're giving away. I saw this Dale Murphy rookie sign right in front of me. Couldn't have been a better gentleman this weekend. So thanks again, Mr. Dale Murphy. Prize number 2 is the 82 Donruss Cal Ripken rookie. $50 break credit at VintageBreaks.com. 4 through 7 is a spot in our 59 Topps Baseball set break. 8 through 10 is a 1973 Topps Baseball set break spot. Let me know when to roll. Okay. We're going to randomize 7 times. Good luck, everybody. Oh, we got to show you the list. Excuse us for 1 second. Give us 1 second. Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you want to have a chance at getting some of what we're giving away, like right now.
1.
All right. 2. 3. 55 names. 10 of you are going to get something. I think that's really cool. 5. 6.
And we need the top what?
10.
Okay, here we go. That's 7.
7's coming up. Joseph P. You just won a Dale Murphy rookie. Signed. Congratulations. Russ, you just won the Cal Ripken Jr. rookie PSA 9. Paul, you won a $50 break credit. Josh, you won a 1959 Topps Baseball set break spot along with David, Mike, and Dan O. And then Andy, Brian B, and Ted U, you all won a 1973 Topps Baseball set break spot. Of course, all those set breaks can be found at VintageBreaks.com. If you actually want to buy a spot in those set breaks, you can do so at any time at VintageBreaks.com. So, Lou, I see that the hours upon us went extremely fast today. Had a lot of fun, as usual. Absolutely, Lou. Have a safe trip to Florida. I'm looking forward to bidding in the auction. And kudos to you guys for pulling it off. Please check out TomZappalaMedia.com to bid in the Jimmy Fund auction. Take care, Lou. So, John, I'm going to stay on for just a few minutes to talk to everyone about the show.
Okay.
But we're not going to break, really. Did you have stuff you had to do?
I just wanted to email this real quick.
Great. I'll get up for a second and I'll come back.
Okay.
I'll put away some of the stuff.
Okay, cool. Oh, that chair fell.
Great. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, everyone? So that is the show. All right, congrats to Joseph Palzowicz. Joseph, in order to mail you your card, I don't know if you're watching or not, but we need your address. You're on Facebook?
I literally just got off it.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna compose email it to 50 break. Yeah, email myself here. Facebook promo list. Top 10 winners. All right. Fizzox, not yet, Fizzox. Hey, what's up, Charles? Not yet, my friends. All right, so
How long ago did you eat?
what happened?
Zox wants to know when was the last time you ate?
Who, me?
Yeah.
This morning. So it's been a while. I'm running on E right now, guys. I'll make it home, though. I'll make it home. I promise you. Yeah, so
I'll answer Charles.
shout out to V8. I hope she's feeling better. As Lane mentioned, she was in a car accident earlier today. Hopefully she'll feel better for tomorrow. Charles,
I put it in the chat.
yeah, Charles. That's it. Charles, I think I got your email. I got your email. I think I got it. I have like a whole lot other emails to go through. But I saw it. I saw it.
Great.
Okay. Sam, good job on that.
Yeah,
Thank
awesome.
you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, it seems like there was a lot of people watching.
Yeah, there were 61 on Facebook, and we had like 40 something on our YouTube.
Wow.
Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna take this.
Yeah, John, so whenever you're done, basically I'm going to say hi, talk to everyone about the show. I think that we should, like,
Okay.
you know...
I'm ready. Sorry.
Great.
You go.
Okay. That's good. Cool.
Let Heather know that she won last week.
Okay.
PSA registration.
Okay.
You'll email her, right? The info, or you register?
No, I need Heather to email me her info. I forward it to PSA.
Do you need like full everything?
Yeah, so basically what I need when folks win a PSA membership is I need their full name, mailing address, phone number, and email address.
Okay, I'll email.
Yep. Okay, cool. Hey, what's up, everybody? Yeah, we've been a little behind, Charles, but it was an awesome weekend. Appreciate everyone's support. Hey, what's up, Bob, Steve? Let's see who else is hanging today. Hey, Jim. Yeah, oh, Jim, you know it. That's exactly what I'm doing with it. If we are able to purchase the Desert Shield set, we're going to be doing a set break. I've long wanted to do that. I'm actually working on a signed set, but, you know, I have like a couple hundred cards signed, and the thing's 792. And I was crushed when Tony Gwynn passed away. Not, you know, only because you couldn't get the card signed, but I was a big Tony Gwynn fan growing up. So it kind of halted my interest in the 91 Desert Shield and the 93 Refractor set, doing it signed. Hey, what's up, John? How are you? Yeah, we're going to start doing 85 WWF breaks probably tomorrow. Well, we'll be listing them on the site. You know, obviously I don't know if it'll sell, but I think it's pretty cool. I'd love to do one of those 82 wrestling set breaks. So anyway, I wanted to talk to everyone about the weekend, just say hi for a few minutes. You know, I might bring a pack or two, ladies and gents, but we're not going to be staying on very long today. Our PSA show was moved today because Lou's going to be going away. We normally don't broadcast on Mondays very much, so we figured we'd do our PSA show today. That was a lot of fun. Hey, what's up, Rick? How are you? Appreciate you guys hanging with us for a little bit. So tomorrow we're going to have at least a new hit random or two, some other goodies as well, and Mikey will be back in our new breaking chair. It's very nice. These I just had come in. So I collect rare T206s, or, you know, T206s with rare backs. I don't have to take it out of the plastic, I guess. But, there we go. So this is a gorgeous one. T206 Ty Cobb would be gorgeous enough by itself. It's actually a really, really good looking 2.5. But it does have a Tolstoy back, which I enjoy. Not a super difficult back. Excuse me. But not the most common either. Nice card. And also I picked up a U Duffy T206 Tolstoy back as well. And what I always enjoyed about this card was the sweater, believe it or not. I mean, you could say it's a jersey, but it's not. It's really a sweater. And I know it's only a drawing, but I mean, I just think it's one of the cooler cards in the T206 set. So to have that with a rarer back, and once again, if you look at that, it's a nice looking 3. Jason, I like the 05s also. You know, I have a few of the key cards from the set. I think the 06 to me is a little bit cooler just because you have a full image, whereas on some of the 05s, it's like you just kind of see a head. But, you know, I like them both very much. Not so keen on the 07s, the brown border cards. Great. So I'm going to do a personal pack or two. We have 85 Leafs Baseball pack number 78 coming up. This is for you, Charles G. Be hanging out for a few today. We'll be back regular time tomorrow, about 4:30, breaking till 11. Oh, John, you never mentioned to me. I was curious. Who hit the 68 mantle yesterday?
Joshua Simon.
I know Josh S. is. Yeah, he's bought from us before. That's very cool. Okay, 85 Leaf Pack, 78. Congratulations, Josh, on the 68 Mantle PSA 8 you got yesterday. Rick, you can call generally from 9 to 6 Eastern Time, the website phone number. However, when we're breaking late, we normally pick up the phone for several hours a night when we break. Just maybe not for the last hour or so. Thanks, Charles. Good luck in your pack, Charles. I'll actually keep that right there. So, 85 Leaf Baseball. I think it's a cool product, smaller than the Donruss set, and I think it's a great set to potentially build in high grade. I think it's got a lot of legs. I think people are realizing that the Donruss Leaf and the O-Pee-Chee baseball issues of the 80s are much smaller print runs, and they're definitely not easy to find in high grade. Like Tiffany had small print runs, but you know, a little bit easier to find in high grade because they were just all made in factory sets. It's just about the centering usually. Whereas, you know, Leaf Baseball, like 85, there's no factory sets. Nice looking card. Dead not center to look like. Excuse me. Mark Clear. Billy Buckner. Ooh, we got a Doc rookie. That's not an easy card in high grade. I got to check out the centering for you. A little bit off center top to bottom, but very sharp. Love this card. 85 Leaf T206s. Yeah, Chef, this is they literally just came in. I've been waiting for them. Yep, new pair of T206s, both Tolstoy backs. And they both look good for the grade, which is kind of cool. Bruce Sutter, Hall of Famer. Ronnie Kittle. He had such promise. Ken Oberkfell. I agree. Or Clements. They're both really good in high grade. Not on this one, Charles. But it's still a pretty cool pack. I like that good. You got a couple of nice center commons. Like I said, you know, make sure you preserve them, especially on the tougher Canadian baseball issues of the 80s. That is 85 Leaf Pack number 78 in the books. Yeah, may you rest in peace, Luke. Absolutely. Shame. Oh, good. We got a few more. I'm gonna do a few more personals here. We got or at least a couple. Got John A. 1980 Topps Baseball Pack number 144. Hey, John. When I wrap up, do we have stuff that we need to cover today, or can we cover it tomorrow? I'm asking because I'm going to meet Julian Crosby for dinner, so I just want to know the schedule. Like when I sign off, yeah.
I need two things.
Okay. Okay. Baseball Pack number 144. And this is for you, John A. Great. Local recording and good to go. Totally agree with you, Jim, on the refractors, both in terms of the prices as well as, you know, the hobby collecting, you know, the younger generation hobby collecting what they like. And so, yeah, I think it's great. I think there's a lot of value in the early refractors. Like I said, early O-Pee-Chee and Leaf issues, I think those are undervalued. And I think certain Tiffany issues of like the rookies, you know, the main rookies. You know, I'm not suggesting to go out and buy, you know, 10 and 20 counts, but, you know, have one or two each nice high grade. I think those have they have room to appreciate. Okay, pack number 144, 1980 Topps Baseball, going out to you, John A. Good luck. Looking for Ricky Henderson, rookie. So for those of you out here maybe asking why we're not doing a winner take all right now, all sorts of crazy stuff, really just hanging out for a little bit today. Of course, you know, if you want to buy a spot, you can do so at VintageBreaks.com. We'll be doing, you know, promos and crazy stuff tomorrow night when we're live. Today we had our PSA show moved because Lou will be out of town on Wednesday, and we figured we talk to you folks a little bit about the show, the Dale Murphy experience, and break a few packs. But we're here for just a little bit longer today, and we'll be back tomorrow regular time, about 4:30. Put it on the site in the morning. Yaz was the first card there. That was nice, John. Just a little OC. You know, I have to look. I had a #1 card of the 1980 Topps set last night in PSA 10 sell at auction on our just_collect account. And, I mean, this just goes to show you. And I understand it's a #1 card, but it's only a 1980 Topps set. And it was well over $100 at auction in PSA 10. I don't know what it closed at, but I'll be curious to check it out. J.R. Richard was a good pitcher. Dre Morales. Freddie Lynn. Former Twin. Two of three on the stash. Rick Auerbach. Wonder if he was related to Red. 86 Topps traded Tiffany Bo Jackson's gone crazy in price. I wanted to get one of those for myself. I'm like, you know, I'm not going to buy one. It's insane, the prices. Randy Jones. Don Gullett. Yeah, Dale Murphy is awesome. Really was fantastic. I mean, he gave back so much to us. You know, just what he was willing to do, wearing a T-shirt, and you know, we're giving him free cards for kids, and he's telling him we sponsored it. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was flabbergasted. And that you know, he wanted to follow through and actually like give out signed cards of his to kids. Like he cared that much. It's great. No Ricky in that pack. We did have a few nice cards. So John A., that concludes your 1980 Topps baseball pack. Oops. I think I hit refresh in the chat by accident, John. So I don't see any of the chat now.
It's gone, but
It's okay. Okay. Sounds good. We had a great time this weekend. We opened packs. We bought a lot of stuff. We saw a lot of kids who are into collecting. Okay, so this is going to be the last pack for today. It's not a personal. This is for James M. So we'll wrap it up for today. We'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, sorry, John. Hopefully on the next one, bud. We'll be back tomorrow. Regular time. I'll put it's either going to be 4 or 4:30. I got to check with the staff, see what works for us. I'm looking forward to a full night of breaking. Mikey will be back in the, well, actually in the new chair. Sam, thank you very much. Okay, so this is 89 Score Football pack number 105. This is yours, James M. Great. 1989 Score Football pack number 105. Here we go. Good luck, James. Looking for Barry Sanders. You're looking for Deion Sanders, Troy Aikman, Derek Thomas, Michael Irvin. Set is loaded. Let's see what we got. Sammy Winder. Marcus Cotton. J Squared. This actually looks very well centered. I don't know if it's decent in 10 or not. You know, Score Football, not so hard to find in 10, so the rookie cards are the key ones to go for in 10 to sell for decent money. I was surprised they had a Tim Brown 10 the other day. I was pricing out. It's like a $50 card. The thing used to be like 15 bucks. Yep, great rookies. Limited print run. Like the exact opposite. Well, Pro Set had good rookies too, but I mean the print run was through the roof. I don't know what there's more of, 89 Pro Set or 88 Donruss. Bob and the rest of the gang, I got my son one of those 82 Hulk Hogan True Rookies. I got one signed and slabbed by PSA, so I put that away for him. I think it's kind of cool to have like his desirable rookie card signed, because I think Hogan is not just a he doesn't just transcend sports, but I think that internationally he's just very well known. I think that folks like that tend to be a good investment, for a signed rookie card, something cool like that. Thurman Thomas is in here. Good call. Ed Too Tall Jones. Troy Stafford. Chuck Long. John Taylor. I think it's John Taylor rookie. Henry Ellard. His rookie I think is 85. And lastly, LT. Bob, where does he live? That concludes 1989 Score Football pack number 105. Okay, cool. I thought I knew. Yeah, in Florida. I thought I knew that. So anyway, thanks everyone for joining us today for the Vintage Breaks PSA show. We normally don't have our show on Mondays. It's normally on Wednesday at 4:30 Eastern Time till 5:30. We had to change it up today because Lou's working with Rico and Tom and the rest of the gang on the very special and noble Jimmy Fund auction. You can check it out on tomzappalamedia.com. I'll include that in the email tomorrow. Thanks everyone for joining us this weekend. We had an awesome time at the convention. Dale Murphy couldn't have been any better. And thanks, Charles. See you tomorrow, bud. We'll be back tomorrow. It'll either be 4 or 4:30. Check the site in the morning for our schedule. And looking forward to seeing everyone tomorrow. Mike, you'll be back. Take care, everyone. Have a great night.
All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.